beginning stages of this piece are fairly simple. I did a really good clean on it with some of the liquid sandpaper, and then I went over it with an abrasive pad while it was on there because it was pretty dingy, and then I have already waxed the insides here so the drawers slide, and then I don't have to worry about wax getting outside or anything pre the piece because the drawers were just a little sticky, so I took care of that first. And then this has some like framework around here, so I put in some Anaglypta wallpaper. I just did it with some poly, which you guys have already seen me apply wallpaper with poly before. I can put that video in the description below if you like, but this is paintable, so I put it in first because we're gonna paint this whole piece. This whole piece is going to be Chalk Mountains number 42. It is called Iron Gate. So I'm gonna start doing that. Got my brush, I'm gonna dampen it a little bit, and then we're just gonna start painting. So for this style of wallpaper, there's so much texture in it, you kind of got to give little swirls. To get in all the crevices here. This brush is really great for that because it has a large surface area and it has the different lengths of bristles that kind of fade in a little bit. It gets right in there.
This literally takes the longest just because, like I said, this wallpaper is so detailed that you just kind of have to scrub at it to make sure you're getting the paint and all of that, and then everywhere else the paint just glides on really easily. I mean, you know, you've painted something before. So that's just kind of the drawback of this wallpaper, but it looks phenomenal. So I just did the whole piece in that charcoal color, which is called Iron Gate, and just these side portions I'm sealing with the silver wax, just the Anaglypta wallpaper, because it has tiny flecks that are reflective in it, and it's just going to help make all the texture in the wallpaper stand out more. So I went over all of the wallpaper in the silver, and then you'll see me use some clear around the edges, and then I went back in with some black wax and filled in kind of all the crevices with the black wax just to give it a little extra dimension. So you can skip all of these steps. I mean, you still have to seal your piece, but you could use the silver wax or clear wax on the entire piece. You don't have to do different colored waxes. You can just use one if you want, if that's all you have. But I just wanted to mess around with things and make sure the Anaglypta really stood out by framing it out with the black wax and doing the silver wax over the top. And then of course, I made sure all the rest of it was kind of subdued with just the clear wax. If you end up not liking what you're doing with the wax, clear wax also works as an eraser. So you can just go back with that if you don't like it and kind of tone everything else down. But these are very subtle waxes. They're not gilding waxes, they're actually sealing waxes. So they're very subtle in their own right. So this wax is easy to use. You just put it on, it's super simple, and then you wait about 40-ish minutes, and then you wipe it back, and then you can wait overnight to do your second kind of buff off because there's colors in it, so you kind of want to make sure you really buff it in. And then here's the part where this differs from my normal videos, because I had no idea what I was doing here. I was just putting paint on the front, trying to make clouds. Thankfully it turned out. I had no idea what I was doing. So here's just kind of like a speed run through of me pretending like I know how to paint. I do not. This was a fluke, I think. I don't know. But I think I'll play around with techniques more frequently now. It was just kind of trying to step outside my comfort zone. And I'm glad I did it. I think it's harder to sell these kind of pieces, so I probably won't continue to do them, but it's fun. And then here I actually, when I sealed it with wax, I sealed in similar colors. So I used gray wax and white wax and blue wax and everything to kind of bring everything out. So I like it. It turned out okay. Hope you guys like it too. I hope this gives you inspiration to want to maybe step outside of your comfort zones, try something new. This piece has been listed for I want to say 3 days. It hasn't sold yet. However, we've had a huge snowstorm and nobody is going anywhere. So that could have something to do with it. It has a ton of views, so that's good. I hope you guys like this. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you subscribe to stick around, and I'll see you guys next time.